There's been a very topical issue in the last couple of weeks around this production Shaka Ilembe. And I get asked a lot of questions into the existence of Xitsonga at that time, the existence of Xitshangan. Neither of these existed at that point in time on the show that portrayed Vusi Kunene speaking Xitshangan or speaking Xitsonga, whichever one you want to use, because he was speaking the South African dialect, which is mainly referred to as Xitshangan, and in some places referred to as Xitsonga, which is pretty much exactly the same thing. But one of the mistakes, and I think it's really unfair, and it's really patronizing to the people that lived in that area. There are no Tsonga people there, very few Shangan people right now. The people that occupied that land at the time were Waronga. They still are there now. If you go to northern KwaZulu-Natal, from Pongola, it was the land of the Rongas. They speak Xironga, and it's not a dialect of Xitsonga, it's not a dialect of Xitshangan. It is a language on its own, stands alone. It's just a pity that those that moved into the South African sides were integrated into the old Tsonga Shangan nation and talking, and they were taught Xitsonga, but they are Rongas. They speak Xironga pure. Right? So that was really quite unfortunate for them to have happened. But I get asked a lot of questions. Look, I'm not a historian, I'm not an expert in these cultural matters, but I've got sense, right? And when things make sense, they make sense. When they don't make sense. So let me tell you now about where the Shangan people come from, because a lot of people ask me that question. Right? During the War of Mfecane, after Shaka had been raised by Ngomani and given the platform Guru, where Namfoetu Lelizo Elako, and he went on the consolidation of the Zulu nation. One of those that he defeated was the clan Yaka Ngumalo Duandwe, led by Zwide. When they were defeated, Soshangan, also known as Manukus, who was a general in the Ndwandwe clan, Manukuza Ngumalo, decided Kuriena he will not be ruled by Shaka, and ran up north in avoidance of a battle and to be subdued into the Zulu nation. That's what happened. Right? In that conquest, he then met a lot of tribes that he then decided to assimilate, all the way from Maputo land, all the way to Beira, all the way to Zimbabwe, Alagamhlengwe, right? And he created a kingdom, named it Gaza. Gaza was the name of his grandfather. He called it Gaza. That's why it's referred to as the Gaza Kingdom. Right? His first capital city, I think, was in Chaimete, right? But that extended, that rule extended significantly and quite big. He was succeeded by his son, Mawewe. Mawewe's reign did not last long, as his brother, Muzila, then through the help of the people that were in the now northern Transvaal, you know, in the Ilim Malamulele area there, in an area then that was known as Splononken, led by Juwawa Albasin. They helped Mzila to defeat his brother and take over the throne. Mawewe ran south towards where you say it's in Nkomazi now, where he sought refuge with the Ngomanis. The Ngomanis gave him land, and that's where you will find them even today. If you are there, Nkomazi, you'll find Bakamkachwa, areas that are ruled by Bakamkachwa. Those are the descendants of Mawewe. Muzila was succeeded by Ngungunyane. You've heard Ngungunyane. Besides Soshangane, he's the most famous of them all. King Ngungunyane, who ruled and extended the Gaza kingdom beyond where Soshangane, Mawewe, and Mzila had done. into one of the largest and biggest kingdoms in the southern in southern Africa. And that's the story of the Shangaan people. However, I think one of the biggest challenges that we faced, and I suppose it's quite unfortunate, is that the Portuguese captured Shangaan, Ngungunyane, captured him and took him to exile in Portugal. That's where he eventually died. And in capturing Soshangan and defeating some of his soldiers, his generals, like Mashele, like Magigwani Xhosa. In fact, they say Gaza Kingdom fell when the Portuguese killed Magigwani Xhosa, who was the lead general in the Gaza army, cut off his throat, put it on a stick, and went to show people that Magigwani is dead, Magigwani is gone. And that was the fall of the Gaza Kingdom. Many other events, including the fact that you have a border between South Africa and Mozambique, you have a Kruger National Park, meant the resurrection of that kingdom has never been. I don't know if it will ever happen. That's history, right? But we can also take other aspects of this whole Shangaan notion, where some people think, I go to places and I say I'm Shangaan, but we are stuka what the rocket there. That Shangaan is an insult. It has never been. I'm Shangaan. If you cut off my blood, I'm Shangaan. So are the people in this country. La aminge ile gazanko le Shangaan.